Mike Felicio from Solo Mode Games. Solo Mode? What is this?
I'm solo too.
Oh, okay, cool. And that's true. You are a big solo gamer.
Yeah.
This is Brady Sadler, and it is my immense privilege to have him here. Brady and his brother Adam designed a number of games, and the game that we're going to be looking at today is called Street Masters. You can kind of see it there behind us, and God, the guys in those in that poster, they look a little familiar to me.
I can't make that face ever.
Street Masters is a game that, if you're a solo gamer, you likely have heard a little bit about. It's a game that's creating a tremendous amount of buzz right now. This playthrough, I think, is going to give you a really good idea of how the game plays. But if it's a game that you think you might have interest in, depending on when you're watching this video, you might have a golden opportunity to get a copy of it during a Kickstarter campaign. So, Brady, what is the timing of the Aftershock, Street Masters Aftershock Kickstarter campaign?
So it's going to launch October 23rd, which is at this recording, it's going to be in a couple weeks, 2 weeks from today actually, so it's pretty nerve-wracking. So it's going to run from the 23rd, it's a 30-day campaign, so toward the end of November. There's going to be a ton of content in there. I mean, initially at the launch, we're going to have all of the Wave 1 stuff that we fulfilled earlier this year. So we have the Street Masters core set, the Legend of Oni exclusive expansion, the Twin Tiger expansion, plus all the stretch goals. And then that's just the Wave 1. And you can pledge for that if you want, or you can come in and pledge for the Aftershock content, which is the big, huge deluxe expansion. Comes with a big storage box, which is awesome.
Yeah, and it's, I'm very interested in that. I'm very interested in that storage box.
Yeah, and then we have another exclusive expansion called the Essence of Evil. And I should mention that the Aftershock box does include 4 new fighters, 2 new enemies, 4 new stages, plus all the story decks, plus 2 new mechanics, which is the mission deck and the showdown stories for the enemies, which is pretty cool. And then we also have planned content beyond there that we're not going to talk about until we unlock it. But
well, I mean, so there's a little bit of content here.
There's a little bit there.
I mean,
new stuff if you want.
That's another thing about this game, is that just with the base game, which, as you said, is available during that campaign as well, the amount of content you get is staggering. I mean, it is really staggering. What you're going to be seeing in this playthrough here in a few moments is just items from the base game. I do want to mention, I didn't mention this during the playthrough, the figures are painted, and one of the reasons why I'm using Brady's set here is that he painted them. They don't come painted, correct?
Right.
So just keep that in mind, but the minis are awesome, and you get a good idea on how they can look if, unlike me, you have any painting skill whatsoever. I think you'll get a really good idea of how the basic mechanics of the game work. We picked a very basic scenario with a basic fighter, but one of the great things about this game is that there is a tremendous amount of modularity and replayability, and I think you'll get a pretty good idea of it when we head over to the table. Are we ready to do some damage?
Let's do it.
All right, beautiful. Here we go. All right, here we've got at least a partial setup for Street Masters, and I'm fulfilling the dream of, I think, many solo gamers, in that while I'm going to be playing this game solo, sitting next to me here in the room is one of the designers. We've got Brady Sadler here, and he, along with his brother, have designed this fantastic game. And so, thankfully, I'm going to have the chance to ask questions and get checked if there are any rules issues. Normally, you have to wait, maybe write on BGG. You might get a response, you might not, but here we've got an immediate response. So, one of the things that's so cool about this game is that the setup is very quick, and it's modular in a sense. I don't know if, is that a good term? I guess I would call it modular, in that
I use it modular.
You get to pick your hero, you get to pick an enemy, and you get to pick a stage. And basically, you can just switch up any of those iterations and have all different kinds of combinations. So in this game, for example, we're going to be going with the enemy of the Brotherhood. And you said there were 4 different...
Yeah, there's 4 enemy factions, and one of the factions has like 3 unique bosses to it. So kind of you can change that faction up by itself, but every other faction has 1 boss, so it's 6 bosses total.
Sweet. Okay, so... oh, I'm going to leave a spot for a discard there. So we're going with the Brotherhood as our enemy. Our stage is Gone Ballistic here. It's got its own deck, but each stage has a unique deck and a board that is specific to it. Here you can see in the bottom right it says Gone Ballistic, so we know we've got the right board there for this stage. And the hero that I've chosen is Natalia, and she's got her own deck. All of the heroes have their own unique deck. They are completely unlike any other deck. They play very differently, and they're going to give you a very unique experience every time you play. Depending on the hero you play, depending on the enemy you go against, the stage, you're going to get a completely different feel, even though the mechanics are all generally the same. I mean, different heroes are going to give different, you know, maybe different keywords and things like that, or...
Yeah, mostly they'll play off their own, like, traits and everything, and they'll have their own roles to play. Like, she's very much geared toward doing direct damage and getting... She's like the assassin, almost. And then there's, like, support-type fighters who can help buff other fighters. So you'll always have these distinct roles, but they're all geared to be able to play solo, so you can always take a guy on, take one fighter in, and still have a chance to win.
Which is awesome. And that's one of the things that I do like about this game as a solo experience, is that it scales perfectly. I mean, you don't have to really do anything different necessarily, and it doesn't play any different. There's no adjusting to the rules. It just scales 1 to 4, right? Is the player count, and really it scales perfectly. So the boss here that we're going to be going against is Dimitri. I was having focus issues earlier. Let's hope he comes into focus here in a moment. What we want to be looking at here is the amount of hit points he's got. He's got 20 hit points. For us to win, we need to defeat him by taking out those 20 points, and you see the little P there next to it. That's how you scale. Basically, if you had 2 players, it would be that times 2, right? So it would be 40 points, and this is going to show the amount of attack dice he rolls. He's got different abilities, but we'll talk about that as they go. So to win the game, we've got to take out Dimitri. To lose the game, there are a couple of different ways we can lose. If my health goes down to 0, I start at 18 health, then I lose. I also lose in the stage if the boss gets, what is it, three of those. 3 of these objectives, which are part of this unique map. Okay, this weapons cache is the first objective that's out there. It's represented by that little yellow token. All right. I can place my hero, Natalia, on any one of these little, those are joysticks.
Joysticks,
yeah? Yeah, any one of those little joysticks. So I'll put that there. We've got 5 crates on the board, which I could potentially grab some loot. Dimitri, standing over there, ready to do damage on the boss side there. And we've got a nice turn reference card, which is invaluable for me because I'm always referring to it. I played the game a number of times, but
I still use it too.
I still use it. You know, I just use it because I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. So
and it also functions because once you've activated, you can flip this over to know you've gone. If you're playing multiplayer games, you can go in any order you want, so that tracks who's gone and who hasn't.
Oh, and that's a very good point. Yeah, because every round basically you can change the turn order if you're playing multiple players, right? Since it's a pure co-op.
Right. Yeah.
And there might be tactical reasons why you'd want to have somebody go.
Yeah, if you have a pile of minions there that are going to activate after you go, you probably want somebody else to help thin those out first.
Exactly. All right. I think the best way to do this is to explain as we're going. There's a lot of card effects, so I'm just going to kind of read off the cards rather than try to bring them up to the camera. I think that would make it too lengthy, and you're not going to want to sit there and read the whole thing, but you'll see how things go as we go turn by turn. So we'll just go ahead and get started with turn number 1. All right, here we go with turn 1. So it's a distinct order here. You start with your threat phase, then you go into your action phase, which is the meat of where you're going to be doing your damage. You have a react phase, and then you've got a draw phase, and then it's going to go to an enemy turn. So the first thing that we do is we have to be thinking about the areas that I've got in front of me. In front of me, I've got my play area, which is where I'm going to be playing cards. Actually, I'm going to be drawing 4 cards here in a moment. This is my play area, and then I'm going to have a threat area above me. And so during the threat phase, if there are cards that needed to be refreshed in my play area, not my threat area, I would do that, and then I would draw and resolve an enemy card. So the first thing I'm going to do, this actually should have been part of setup, so I'm going to draw 4 cards. I'm going to look at my 4 cards, and I have a one-time chance to do a mulligan if I want to. And so really what I'm going to be looking at here is, this is how I do it. I don't know if this is smart. I'm going to be looking at the upper right and see what types of cards. I can see that right now I've got 2 tactic cards, an ability card, and an attack card. And so to me, that's a pretty diverse set of cards. I feel comfortable with that, so I'm just going to keep these. Again, I don't know if that's smart. We'll find out.
Do you have Commando?
I do have Commando.
All right, you're good to go.
All right, apparently I'm good to go. That's beautiful. And I'm also going to take advantage of something that you will not be able to do at home, likely, unless you are lucky enough to be a friend of Brady like I am, because he's a swell dude. And I am going to completely utilize his strategy tips because I'm generally, if you've seen my videos, I'm not very good. So it's very likely that I'll lose even with his help.
Scythe though every time he
plays.
Well,
this is true. Scythe I'm doing okay on. All right, so I've got my starting hand of 4. We're going to do the threat phase, which is I don't have any cards I need to refresh, and now I'm going to draw and resolve 1 enemy card, which comes right over here. So this is the extra ammo, and this is an event card, which means that it's going to resolve and then discard, okay? Each fighter suffers 1 direct damage for each Anastasia in play. If no Anastasia is in play, Dimitri deals each fighter 2 direct damage. So I'm going to get hit right away with 2 damage. These are our damage tokens. Place that right on my card, and so now I'm down to 16 health, all right? Which is unfortunate, but you know, we'll fight through. So
but the upside is no minions to pound.
This is true. Yeah, the other thing that you'll see that could very likely come up is minions come out on the board, and I've got to deal with those. So so right now, here's my action phase, and here's what I can do in any order. I can move up to 3 spaces. I can do a card step, which is playing a card from my hand, and then or in any order again, I can do an action step where I can either do a sprint, which is moving an additional 3 spaces. So theoretically, in a turn, you could move up to 6 spaces if you choose to do a sprint as your action. You could defend, which is gain a random defense token, and you'll see what that means here in a little bit. If I felt like I had minions and or enemies around me that I might need to defend against, I might want to get some defense tokens. I can resolve the action effect on 1 card in my play area, and right now I have 1 card in my play area that has an action, which is a basic 2 die attack roll. So I can do that as an action, or if there's a card in play that has an interact action, for example, does this have an interact action?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, the interact action here in this stage is if you are in a space with an objective token, you can pick it up. So if here's an objective token, well, you know what? Let's show you that in action. I'm going to go ahead and do that, whether it's a good play or not. I just kind of want to show you how this works. So,
spoiler alert, it is a good play.
Oh, nice. Okay. Beautiful. So I lucked into that. So for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move up to 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. I'm now on the space with the objective token, and for my I guess what would be my action step, I'm going to do the interact action, which is if you are in a space with an objective token, you may pick it up. So I will do that. And now I'm going to place it on my card, yes?
Yep.
And I've got this weapons cache in my play area as well, okay? So that was my action. I moved and I didn't interact. And now...
you can play a card.
I can play a card. Yeah. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so what might I want to do here? I want to play something that gets in front of me, I would think.
Yeah, and Commando is her kind of bread and butter card because it's going to buff her attacks. And that's really essential for a lot of her other cards.
Okay, so this card says your attacks gain +1 die. And as an action, I can gain 2 defense tokens of my choice, which is great. And it can heal as well. Each fighter with at least 1 type of defense token heals 2 damage. And it has a feint ability, which that's something where you can discard it, right?
Yeah, feint, because some of these cards have unique symbols, it means only 1 commando can be in play. If you had another in your hand that you wanted to play later, you could use this feint effect, which is a cool, powerful ability, but then it discards the card after you resolve it.
Right, but it allows you to play another commando out there, which is great. Okay, so then I have a react phase. I have nothing in my threat area, thankfully, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I draw 1 card, and then I flip this, and now we're looking at the enemy turn and the stage turn, all right? And so that's one of the reasons why this card is so nice. It kind of walks you right through it, okay? And so now I have to activate each card in the enemy play area from left to right by looking at its activate ability. And Dimitri's activate says he gains 2 random defense tokens and attacks each fighter engaged with him. Then each target of that attack must discard a grapple defense token. If at least 1 fighter cannot, he retreats 2 spaces. So generally speaking, what that means is that if he is engaged with somebody, somebody is adjacent to him, yes? In this case, nobody is adjacent to him. So Brady took a little bit of help for me and rolled these dice to find out what the random defense tokens were going to be, and it worked out to be 2 kicks, all right? So Dimitri now has 2 kick defense tokens, which... so I'm going to be hoping to attack him with something other than a kick, honestly, in this case. So that is it. We've done that enemy turn, and now we go to the stage turn. And the group, which in this case is me, activates each card in the stage play area by resolving his activate ability. And the activate ability here is to resolve the objective effect on the inactive objective nearest the boss. Well, there is none. I took care of that by claiming that objective token, and so that doesn't happen. And then we draw and resolve one stage card. So here we go. We got another weapons cache, which is going to be the red objective, and it goes in on the inactive side. That's active. That's inactive. All right, so that comes out on, these all have the corresponding colors. We've got red, blue, purple, green, and yellow, which I'm standing on currently. All right, so we took care of that, and now that's it. We flip our card back, and now we're back at it. So you can see I'm talking through everything, but it goes remarkably quickly, especially the more you know the cards. And that's another thing that's really great about this game, is that it's a game that I think Brady can tell you, because he plays the game a lot. It rewards playing it a lot, right? I mean, you get to know these decks, you get to know the synergies, you get to know the combos, you get to know, you're probably, I would imagine, setting things up for maybe even 2 turns down the road if you can.
And that's another thing too, is with most card-driven games, once you get to the point where you know a deck and you can see the artwork, you can tell what the card's going to do based on the art. So you can just kind of flip through these, you know, AI turns and keep the action on your turn. So it flows really well once. And I usually read through decks before a game, even though I'm familiar with these decks. When I play games like Sentinels, I'll still read through those decks before I play, just to get a feel for how it's going to flow, and keeps it going. Yeah,
and that's obviously a solid strategy, because otherwise, you know, you're doing what I'm doing, which is kind of stumbling in the dark a little bit. But that's okay, because hopefully you're going to kind of see what it's like to play through this the first couple of times. But I do just want to reinforce the idea that this really is a very streamlined game. I mean, setup is quick. The turns are quick. I'm being a little bit verbose here, but as we keep going, I'm going to go a little bit more quickly so that you get a better sense for what the pace of the game actually is. All right? All right, so here we go into turn 2. All right, into turn 2, I wouldn't mind picking up some loot. I'm looking at that crate over there, but I don't want to get too cocky either. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm just going to start barreling towards Dimitri, but I do know that it's very likely that a minion or 2 is going to be coming out relatively soon. I need to worry about this objective token too. I mean, I could basically move and sprint and get myself very close so that by the next turn I'm over there. That might not be a bad idea, although I wouldn't mind getting some loot. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep things simple. I'm gonna move. Thank you. See, he caught me already. He caught me, and this might change what I'm going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the threat phase. Yeah, I always want to go right to my turn, but I have to do the threat phase. So yeah, I had to bring out a card from the enemy deck, and that's Boris. Okay.
So when the spawning is always the same. So you'll see these little spawn points on the map, and they'll always spawn at the empty spawn point nearest to you. So he's going to pop in right there, which might affect what you're planning to do.
Yes.
And he'll be gaining 2 punches.
All right, so it tells you right on the card what his health is, which in this case is 6, how many dice he's going to roll as an attack, which is 2, and which defense tokens he comes out with. In this case, it's 2 punch. Okay, so he's in my threat area, and that does change what I'm going to do. I think I need to go over and start hammering on Boris a little bit and see if I can take him out. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm now engaged.
Now, if you went 1, 2, 3, you could grab all the way there. So
now see, this is why 1, 2, and that stops immediately, right?
You just keep moving over there. You just whack it as you go.
Okay.
And you got a free card draw.
I got some soda, so that gives me a nice free card draw. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. During your turn, you can give this to an adjacent fighter if you're playing with someone, or draw a card. All right. So I've moved, and now let's see about playing a. Do I want to play a card for an attack? I think I do. I'm going to play a disarm. This gives me a 2. I roll 2, and it's a grapple. Is that right?
Yep, that's the grapple, and you also get a +1 because.
Yeah. So I've got a 2 and +1 now, and that just gets discarded because it's an attack.
Yep.
So these dice here. Let me just show off really quick. You've got custom dice. You've got a hit here. You've got a defense, yes? Is that if I'm using the wrong terminology?
Yeah, it's called a guard on there.
Guard, okay.
It generates defense tokens.
Okay. You've got the lovely crit I don't know if that's what it's called, but
critical crit. We call it crit in the business. So.
Here we've got a combination of a defense token, basically, and a hit, and then I think that's all of them.
Yep, that's all.
One of the things, and I'm sorry, I am slowing this down a little bit, but I don't care because I want to show off how cool the game is. One of the things that I really like about this game is that there really are no bad rolls, okay? And I don't know, there may be another game like this, but I can't recall one where everything, even if you're not getting a hit, it's doing something that can potentially help you later. So it's this great thing where you never feel like any roll is wasted. You may not get what you want, but never you feel like anything is wasted necessarily.
Yeah, it's a delayed success thing because the way the defense tokens flip after you, because you generate defense tokens if you miss an attack, but then when you block defense later, you'll power up your charged ability and you'll get a special ability out of it. So it's like a prolonged, power up phase.
Yeah, which is great. And I haven't talked about that, but I will because by God, I'm going to get powered up at some point here. So I'm rolling 3 dice because of my commando. All right. All right. Wow, I didn't do terrific.
But you did get 3 guards.
I did get 3. I did get 3 guards, and the reason why these are grapple is because that's the type of. Sorry, I put that on my card. That's the type of attack I was doing. Correct. So it was a grapple attack. So I get grapple defense tokens, and I did do 1 damage, and he did
plus
not.
1.
Plus one
for the.
See,
yep.
Thank goodness you're here. Yeah. Plus 1 because of the weapons cache. And I didn't get any crits, but that's all right. I'm still going to get another chance to attack him. I was thinking about this. The exploding dice. I think the first time I've played with exploding dice was Arcadia Quest.
Oh yeah.
What did you have a particular like?
Well, this is something Adam is big on because even before the crit explosions, like almost all the old Games Workshop games, if you rolled a 6, it would always add another one. It kept chaining. So
okay.
It's kind of that old school thing. It wasn't really evolved from just exploding hits, But now you can make it these mechanics where all these different dice games can use it different ways. So we definitely like to include that whenever we can because it's just fun.
That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, so I've moved. I've played my card, and now I can do a card action. And I think in this case, I'll go ahead and do my crippling strike here, which is 2 dice plus 1 for my commando. And these are going to do general damage. So what's going to happen is any hits that I get, he's going to block with his defense tokens because general damage is the last type of damage that you inflict. But I'm hoping that I can get more than 2 hits so that I can start getting down, and if nothing else, I can knock out some of those defense tokens for a future turn. All right, that's a little better. All right, so I got 3 hits. He's going to block 2 of those, and then we get 1 more. So
and then 1 plus the weapons.
Plus 1 for the weapons cache objective. So I got him down 4. I couldn't take him out completely, but it is what it is. All right, now I have to do the react phase, and that's going to be dealing with Boris here. He activates, he advances 3 spaces, he's already next to me. He's going to get plus 1 attack value because he didn't move before his attack, all right? So now we're going to roll his dice. I've got grapples, so I'm hoping to roll 3 grapples here. I know.
You got 1.
I rolled 1. All right, so I blocked 1, and what happens here is when you block an attack, and this is also really cool, it's also nice in that you save components, is that you just flip it, and now this is a charge symbol, and on my card, it shows that when I get to 6, I get a power up, basically, and so I'm 1/6 of the way there. But I did get hit for 2 more, so I've got 4 damage, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. All right, now I draw 1 card and I flip, and we're going to the enemy turn. All right, now we're going to be activating, and so
his standard thing is going to gear up again. He's going to get a kick and a grapple.
All right.
And he can't attack and can't retreat, so he's good to go.
All right.
But then on the stage turn, now we have an objective he can go after. So he's going to activate this objective effect, which means he's going to move 3 toward it.
All right.
1, 2, 3. And if he were on it, he would pick it up. But he's not right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, we don't want him to pick that up because if he gets 3 of them, that's end game. And so if he picks it up, I have to go over there and see if I can knock it out of his hands.
So this is an interesting card. So Weapon Jam. This is kind of a.
I'm gonna put this one close if you don't mind.
It's kind of a balancing effect. So it's going to hit whoever has the most objectives 2 general damage, which you have the most. So you can block that general damage though. So it's going to give you power. So you won't drop it. But if he was carrying one, then he would do damage based on how many he was carrying.
Gotcha. Okay, so this actually worked okay for me in that I now have 3... that goes.
That's right, yeah.
I now have 3 power, halfway to powering up, which basically when you power up, you'll see here soon, you flip the card over and you become more powerful. You've got a more powerful ability. It's a one-time thing. You flip it back over, but you can just keep powering up.
Yeah,
you can power it multiple times in a game.
And her specifically, she has a passive ability on hers, so if you chose not to do your ability, you would constantly have a power-up. So
okay.
If you can stay charged, it's great, but it's tempting to do that one power-up.
Yeah, because it's so strong. Yeah. Okay, and so we've resolved that, and so we're good, yeah?
Yep.
All right. Beautiful. All right, here we go. Our next turn, we are in the threat phase, and so I don't have any cards in my play area. I keep pointing to the threat, but this is the play area that I have to refresh. So we're going to go ahead and draw an enemy card. It is Hold Them Back. Each Boris in play immediately attacks, gaining +1 grapple result. That's a bummer.
That's bad.
Yep.
So he's going to hit you. You have no defense tokens, so this roll is not really necessary.
Okay.
So he's doing 4 damage to you, which means you're going to drop your objective, unfortunately, because you can't discard a defense token.
And so when I drop it, it just goes where I'm at, yes?
It goes in an empty space adjacent to you, so you probably want to put it like further away there.
Yep.
And then this will go back into the stage play area.
Got it.
And then here is your, I'll give you a 5. If you want to give me a 1.
All right.
So he is really itching for some revenge.
Yeah. And then he's about to feel it. All right. So we did that. We resolved that. And so now I'm going to... I think I'm just going to go ahead and attack at this point before I play a card. I mean...
I would.
Yeah.
For that
just go ahead and play my crippling strike.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be rolling 3. All right. And these are general damage, but he doesn't have any defense tokens. So I'm feeling... I better not get cocky. I need to do 2. And I did.
And you got a grapple.
All right, so I got a grapple defense token, and I defeated Boris, and I get a loot when you defeat... Now, I do want to mention, if I wanted to move, I couldn't, because Boris has a ability, basically, that an adjacent enemy can't... Or, yeah, a player adjacent to him can't move unless they discard a grapple defense token, and I didn't have that until I defeated him.
Yeah, he's bear hugging you.
I got a... Yeah, he's bear hugging, exactly. So I got a martial arts magazine. I can discard it to gain 2 random defense tokens. So, actually, let's just do that now.
Yeah,
let's just do that now. So I get 2 punches. All right, I can handle that. All right, so I took my first action. I'm kind of tempted to just go ahead and activate that back. I mean, is that a good play, do you think? Or do you think it's more...
Since you have defense tokens now, it's protected at least. So if you picked it up, you'd probably be able to hold on to it a little longer. So,
all right.
Unless you had some really awesome card you wanted to drop right now, but getting over to Dimitri, it's a lot of space away right now.
Yeah, it is. I've got a ability that lets me. I've got my rush ability that would let me move 4 spaces.
Yeah, you might want to save that when you're closer, because that can do massive damage to lots of different people.
Right. Oh, and the Razor's Edge is nice too. If you're unengaged, attack with 2 and can target an enemy within 5 spaces of you. That's pretty nice too, because I can get closer to him.
So that +1 damage might not be worth your action right now, because he's far enough away from you to probably stop him before he gets it anyway.
All right, so let's go ahead and play the Razor's Edge. Oh. All right, and he's not within 5, but he could be pretty quickly.
That's actually an attack. Yeah, that would resolve. So if you actually moved 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh,
not quite. Okay, so I don't want to do that. So,
but you could spend your action to sprint up to him, and then play a card. If you want to get an attack off, you could.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's do 1, 2, 3... Then I play my Razor's Edge card. I'm unengaged, so I'm going to attack with 2.
You'd have to go, for your action, you have to sprint a little further to get closer. So you could go, let's see, if you were here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and then I can get that.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, there you go. Get your loot out of it.
See? This is why it helps to have the designer. Okay. Place 3 power on this card. Smoke bombs. Anytime you can discard 1 power to move a space. All right?
It's handy for you now.
That is handy. All right. And so now I'm attacking with 3 because commando. And these are general damage, is that right?
I believe
so. And you get to pick a damage of your choice.
So probably punch, right?
I want to do punches because he has no punch tokens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So I got 2 hits, 3 hits, and 2 defense. Beautiful, nice. Beautiful.
And that's going straight through.
All right. So he got those damage, which is fantastic. All right. And now he's a little bit closer to me, but I'm okay with that. All right. And I've got no cards now in my threat area because I've taken all of my actions. And now I draw a card. Oh, this gets discarded. Thank you. I wanted to keep it because I like
it. It's nice.
Well, let's just keep the Razor's Edge in there, shall we? All right, can't do that. I've got another commando, so I'll probably use it as a feint.
Awesome.
All right. So here we go.
Dimitri's going to tank up again. He's got... Oh, he's really got those kicks and grapples in it.
Kicks and grapples, which honestly, I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. It at least gives me one thing that, you know, if I have...
on.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the closest to him, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Can't quite get it.
He can't quite get there, thankfully.
All right, so this minion, this would attach to a minion, but there are none in play right now, so he's going to gain 2 defense tokens instead. All right. Which is a kick. And this was a hidden ballistic vest, because this stage deck has a bunch of gear that pops up for enemies to get buffed.
Right, and so this would have been an attached card, right? If we had a minion in play, this would have attached, and that minion would now have had a ballistic vest, which would have made them, more? It would have healed them and given them more defense.
Yep.
Right?
And it's interesting because Natalia's whole shtick is she can disarm people with some of her cards, or she can knock gear off.
Okay.
And stuff, so.
Sweet.
So back to Natalia.
Back to Natalia. We flip this back over. All right. Now we're going to be doing the threat phase. Let's see what comes out here. We've got a Drago.
Oh, no.
That's not good. Drago's rough. Drago's got 8 health. He rolls 3 defense dice, and he comes out with 2 grapple defense tokens, which we've got there. And now Drago's going to come out...
I would break
there. I would break you. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, he's buff. That dude is no joke. All right. Okay, so I kind of want to go towards Dimitri here. I'm trying to see if I've got another... I could do a sprint and then attack him. Could I do that?
Yeah, if you had your attack card in play, you could do a move, but you also have your smoke bombs too, so that'll help you get there closer. So your normal move would get you up there, and a couple smoke bombs.
Okay, all right. So 1, 2, 3. We'll drop a couple of smoke bombs out of here. Boom, boom. And now that just constituted a move, right? So all I've done is one move.
Yeah, so now you still have a card in action.
A card in action, all right. I've got a disarm. I probably need to do that because that's really the thing that gives me the best attack, I think. So I'm going to be attacking with 3 because of my commando. All right. And it says after resolving it, I can discard a gear card, which I do not have.
Oh, it's from him.
Oh, from him. He doesn't have one.
Right, yeah.
So that's all right. So I'm rolling 3, and I'm hoping for punches here. Right? Oh, no, this is a grapple attack, unfortunately. But
you could thin him down a bit.
Beautiful. Look at that. So I got
all gone.
3 hits, and I got a explosion. Nice. Beautiful. So I'm going to get a grapple.
And then one more on him.
And one more hit on him, which is fantastic. So that was my card play. And now I'm going to do a crippling strike, which is going to be attacking with 3 general damage. So he's going to block those. But at least we're thinning him down a little bit. Oh, that's good. Actually, the crippling strike is best against minions because if I was attacking Drago here instead of Dimitri, what this would allow me to do is exhaust that minion, which would mean I'd turn him to the side, and then when he activated, instead of attacking, he would just get ready for the next round. So crippling strike is best against your minions.
Now, if you're not looking, if you don't want to attack him because you're not going to do much damage, if that doesn't look appealing to you, your action on commando isn't bad right now because the chances of you getting
pummeled by him,
yeah, because you'll be able to heal up and you'll get a. Do you get to choose your defense, or is
it says each fighter gains 2 of their choice? Yeah.
So yeah, you could grab 2 kicks, which would fill you out for one of each.
Oh, that would heal me too.
Heal
yeah. See, that's definitely the way. Okay.
And I would also just smoke away. That way he won't attack you.
All right. So
unless you want to charge up because you do have enough defense tokens to take a hit. So it's up to you actually.
No, let's go ahead and do what you're saying because I'm going to trust the designer on this one. I'm going to back off using my smoke bombs, so those are now gone. So I'm out of range, but I'm going to, instead of attacking, I'm going to do the commando action. I think that's a great idea. Gain 2 defense tokens of their choice. I'm going to choose kicks, and you'll see why here in a second. Each fighter with at least 1 type of defense token, which I now have, heals 2 damage. So that's pretty terrific. That see the benefit of knowing these decks. And I'm not reading everything really closely because I'm trying to go quickly. But if you're playing, just trust that there's so many cool just combinations, effects, things you can do, ways you can manipulate your turn. This is a game that, if you're not me, can make you feel really clever. If you are me, then you struggle a little bit, but that's all right. Okay, so I've done all my actions, and now we're going to be resolving Drago.
So he would charge in and hit you, but he can't reach you.
So he advances 3 spaces, right?
Yep, and he'll gain one more.
One more defense token. All right. And now, I never did draw a card. So I need to do that first.
Yeah, well, now's the time to do it.
Now's the time to do it. Okay, got it. All right.
So he's going to try to attack you. He can't. He's going to gain 2 defense tokens. He gets a punch and a kick. And he can't do anything else right now. So he's going to go for his stage. The objective, he's going to grab 1 of the 3 he needs. So now he controls 1 red objective. And this will move over here. And this counts as a card you can actually discard from him if you need to.
Okay.
And then your card for this one is a Hidden Ballistic Vest. Now, that actually does
attach to him.
And it gets 2 random defense tokens.
It says he's going to have, first of all, he gets 2 random defense tokens. Ooh. And he gets +2 health value, so he's now at 10 health.
He is nasty.
and that's not ideal, because he's going to come charging towards me here.
He's a slow freight train.
Yeah, he is. But I've got 20 damage to do, and Dimitri's got a lot of health left, and he's got a lot of defense tokens, so I've got to keep that in mind. All right, so flipping my card back over here. Got to do the threat phase. Unfortunately, draw and resolve an enemy card. We got Anastasia, so here they come, all the minions coming out. And so we're going to place a green Anastasia, and she's going to be closest to me, so here, yes?
Yep.
All right, so she goes right there.
She'll grab a kick and a grapple.
And she will get a kick and a grapple, which it says right on her card there. All right, so she's got those defense tokens. I've got 2 minions, I've got Dimitri, and yeah. So now I got to try to do something about this.
Now, do you still have your Rush B?
I do still have my Rush B.
So this is an interesting situation where you can ping pong a bit. So if you moved up here for your move action, played Rush B, which every time you move into a space lets you attack. So you can go attack, 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 attack.
Ah,
and because you have Commando out, it's 2 dice instead of 1 dice.
That is sweet. Okay, so you're saying to move. Let's just really quickly. So. Each time you enter a space, you can attack with a die. You can move up to 4, right? So I basically do my move first, then I play this, and now I'm basically okay. So targeting. You think I could target both? Or?
Yeah, because if you went like, for example, 1, 2, 3, and it ended here, then when you played Rush B, you would move 1 attack.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was looking at Anastasia. I was like, oh, how can I do that? Because I was thinking I was her. Oh. No, I'm Natalia. I'm right here. Okay, so let's do that. So moving 1, 2, 3 here. Yes.
Yeah, I would be right there. Yep, right there. That way you can just move 1 space.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Okay, got it. All right, now I played my Rush B. It can move up to 4 spaces. Each time you enter a space, you can attack, dealing direct damage, which is awesome. And it's +1 direct attack damage if you haven't attacked yet this turn. Now, this is a good question. Do I get to use Commando on? Oh, sweet. See? See? All right, so I'm playing that. So now I'm rolling 2 when I move.
Move 1 there, and yeah, go for her. So that's
look at that.
Right away. And direct means you get to choose what you want for your defense token.
So we do 2 there. Let's do 2. Let's just keep grapples. Let's be well-rounded here. All right. So that was my first move. Yep. Second move. Go here.
All right.
1 hit, and I get. Let's get one. Let's get a kick. I do get another defense token.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Man, this is a good card.
It is.
All right.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna go here.
Oh,
woo! There we go.
She's definitely gone.
So I've done 3 and a.
There's your turkey platter.
Nice. And what did I hit her with there?
You hit her with, it was a total of 3 direct damage, and she only had 2 left, so.
Right. Oh, I just meant for a, because I had a.
Direct is your choice. So you
okay.
Which one you want.
Let's get a punch.
Yeah, whenever you roll a general or a direct damage, you always get to choose if it's a guard result.
Beautiful. And so that was my.
That was your 3rd.
So I do 1 more. Yep. All right. Woo!
Just 2 of those there.
Oh, 2. Yep. Oh, all right. I'll take. Oh, even with the. Oh, yeah, because you're only doing 1 plus that. Sorry.
All right, there you go. So he has got 7 out of 20. So he's hurting.
I did a little bit of damage there. Yeah. All right.
You also got that from defeating her.
Ooh. Oh, to heal 3 damage.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to use it, is there?
I'd be chowing on myself.
Let's have a little turkey, right? All right, so I'm healing 3 damage. You know, turkey is clearly, it's been proven scientifically to be a healing food.
Yes.
All right, so we've done that. We are now going to be dealing with Drago, yes?
You do have an action still.
Oh, I haven't done my action.
That was your card.
Ooh, okay. So I probably want to get the heck out of Dodge here, don't I?
You could either sprint or you could attack him, but you're only going to do a few damage to him because you're doing general damage. So
yeah.
But if I were you, I probably would in my turn there to get it attacked, because that way you could probably charge up.
Got it. So let's just attack the dude.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do. Now we're doing 3 attacks because I'm doing my crippling strike plus a commando.
Oh yeah.
That is nice. That's 3.
I'm gonna give you a kick for that one. Or actually, where you're doing general. Yeah.
I'm doing general. Yeah. Let's do a kick. All right. Woo!
Let's do
4
for you.
All right, so
knocking 4 away. So let's do 1, 2 to get those cleaned out.
Yep, I like it.
And then 2 of those.
2 of those. All right, beautiful.
Awesome.
All right, so now I do the react.
Speaking of which, I forgot when you did direct damage. Each time you did direct damage, he'd have to discard a defense token or drop this. So he's actually missing 2 more. So he's only got 1 kick left.
Beautiful. That's fantastic. All right, I like it. I like the way that turn looked.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would be doing as well if you weren't here. All right. I have no qualms with that at all. All right. So now we're doing the react phase. So now Drago's coming closer. Like you said, just kind of that slow tank.
Yeah, he's barreling down on you.
Barreling down. He's got a boatload of defense tokens, which is, not ideal. Draw a card and flip it. Boom.
All right. He is going to hit you. Well, first he'll gain his defense tokens. He's going to get punch and grapple. So
all right. He's got 1 of each now.
And now he's going to roll his 4 dice against you.
All right.
Doing +1 direct damage.
Okay.
So he hits you for 2 punches, a kick, and a grapple. So
2 punches, boom, boom, a kick, and a grapple.
And
all right.
+1 direct. There
and +1 direct. And so now I have
the power.
The power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't lose that extra power, and you don't lose any of these tokens, because if you could, I sure as heck would lose those damage ones, but you can't. So you flip it over, and now Natalia is buffed, even more than she was already. She's got, as Brady said, she's got a passive, and so if you don't use your kicked up action, which is 3 direct damage dice, you can keep this passive ability, which allows you to move 2 extra spaces during your move step, and +1 direct damage. So that you're right. That's a nice, but it's a give and take, right? Yeah. It's like, do I want to keep this? Because that's a pretty ridiculous passive ability, but that if you want to maybe do like a killing blow, you might want to,
because throwing 4 dice direct damage is
right.
Is pretty devastating.
It's pretty devastating, is right. So that's fantastic. All right. So now we're going to be doing the enemy turn. Yes. Yes. So we are.
Oh, that was his. Yeah, that was his. Yeah, he was activating. And now he's going to do his stage turn. So he's going to go for this thing, which is quite a ways away. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Can't quite get there. And the stage card. Oh, this is good for you because he's carrying objective. So he's taking 2 general damage.
Beautiful.
So you get to choose because it's kind of a tie.
So this is the weapons jam card.
The bad news is he does 1 direct damage because he's carrying objectives. So.
Okay. So 1, 2. Let's just take a 5.
There you go. And that's all he wrote. So now it's back to you.
Beautiful. All right. I don't want to get cocky. I'm feeling pretty okay with the way things are looking right now. Okay, so he's at 7 damage. Man,
barely any defense tokens.
Barely. I think I need to like go at him. Yeah, I really do.
For it.
All right. So first we need to. Yeah, I keep. Oh, this isn't good. When this is Trusty Kevlar. That's not a good card for me. When it enters play, Dimitri gains 4 random defense tokens. So we're rolling those up right now.
2 kicks, 2 punches.
2 kicks and 2 punches. Right before I was about to go after him. And he treats all damage as direct damage. Which
do you have a
I might be able to get rid of that, right?
If you have a disarm in your pool?
I don't. But I'm going to play a soda to see if I can grab one.
For sure.
So this goes here, yes?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to play my soda. This says before your turn, you can discard it to get a card. I hope I can get a disarm. I didn't. I got a Sonic Blade. All right. Okay, so I still think I need to go at him.
Yeah. That's not going to set you back too much.
All right. So let's go there. All right. Let's... So with the Sonic Blade, I could discard cards to gain a +1 for each card discarded. Is that better than... Oh, wait, maybe not, because I could play a feint, right? I could if I feint this commando, I can play an attack card from my discard pile, which could be that disarm, and then I can play the commando back out.
Yeah, and the feint state, the card stays in play when you feint, so you're still getting that extra die also. For
oh, beautiful. Okay, so let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to move because you could choose not to, right? And play an attack card from my discard pile, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that disarm.
Perfect.
All right, which is great. And now this is attacking with 3. Brady said I get a keep, and he's a designer, so I'm taking his word for it. I still get to get that +1.
Nice.
And I hit for 3 and got a grapple defense token.
So he's taking another. So he's at 10. He's half dead.
All right, I like half dead.
And he has to drop one of these, otherwise he drops his objectives.
All right, and so this goes back to my.
And this, you get rid of this, right? There
yep.
You go.
And then this also gets discarded, right?
Yep.
But I can go ahead and play it right back out.
There you
Correct?
go. Yep.
Beautiful. So I moved. I played a card, and I did my. Did I do my attack?
No, that was just your.
So I could still do an attack. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do the.
Oh, you had an extra a buff, right, for your attack, so you did an extra damage.
I did do an extra damage, so, yes. Now, gosh, do I want to go ahead and do this right now? I mean, he's pretty...
You could roll some crits.
I could
just end it, but...
I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot here. All right, so I'm going to be rolling for 4, right?
Yep, +1 direct.
+1, yep. All right, let's get some crits.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go. 2 crits. Let's do this. Oh man, that would have been so sweet if I got some more crits. All right, so what did I do here? Let's see.
So you got 5 total.
Okay.
So because you're doing all direct.
Yep.
So yeah, he's got 5 left.
+1 direct damage. We got that right.
You got to drop one of these because he can't drop his objective. There you go.
All right. That wasn't a bad turn, even though he's going to hit me. I'm okay with that.
And that'll flip you over too.
Flip me back over. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'll clean those up here in a second. All right, so I've done my action. Now Drago's coming.
He's getting close.
He's getting there.
3. He's 1 away.
He's 1 away.
He's gonna punch.
Yeah, I've got to really kind of hope to take Dimitri out next turn. I think because Drago's going to come at me and that won't be good.
He might charge you up again. Well, you're one to be 1 away after he attacks you. So.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I draw a card.
Yep.
And then I got another disarm. Flip.
Nice. He'll gain 2, so he's getting 2 more kicks. He's really trying to stand firm.
Yes, he is.
And then he'll attack you for 3 kicks and 1 grapple.
3 kicks, 1 grapple, so that almost powers me up again.
And then +1 direct.
All right, so I'm at 6.
This is that objective. And then do you have you have to discard a grapple.
All right.
He retreats 2.
Got it.
2.
All right.
And then actually, sorry, he doesn't retreat if you have more, because you have grapples left.
I do have grapples,
so yeah, he won't retreat, but now he's done, so he's going to go over here and he's going to run away anyway. So 1, 2, 3. And then your stage card is another objective, which is closer to him. So that's where he's going to be going next.
So I got to go after him, basically.
Yeah.
I definitely need to go after him. All right, and so that was it, stage turn. All right, here we go. I got this feeling that if I don't take him out on this turn, that I'm going to get a major beatdown. So my hope is that I got to do 5 damage to Dimitri. I don't think it's all or nothing. I don't think like I either knock him out this turn or I'm dead, but I think my best bet is to knock him out this turn.
Yeah.
All right, so threat phase, here we go. I don't have to refresh because he's good to go, so we're going to draw an enemy card, and we get a Steely Defense. That's not good.
Nope,
that's not good at all. I have to activate a Drago card in my threat area if able. And so he's coming right at me. And the other issue is that he's going to grapple me. Oh, no, he doesn't grapple me.
Yeah, he's a different one. Actually, it's good because he's going to charge you up.
Oh, okay.
So this is actually pretty good. So because you have plenty of defense tokens.
Yes.
So you're got a grapple and 2 kicks.
Grapple. Oh, I do get hit for 1.
So you do get
I do power up. So I do get a charge up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I keep 1. All right. Oh, I'll put these.
I'll get it for you.
All right. All right. So I am charged, and I'm going to hopefully I can use that. All right. He doesn't keep me stuck, though, right?
Nope.
So I can go after. Yep. All right. Beautiful, because that's what I'm going to do. All right. So that was my threat phase, correct?
Yep.
And now I'm going to go after him. I can't get to. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. I can. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now I think I need to do. Well, let's do a play card here first. Yeah, I kind of feel like let's just go all in. Play the Sonic Blade, discard some cards, and just roll a bunch of dice. Yeah. All right. So the Sonic Blade gives me a gives me a 2 attack. I've got the commando, so I'm going to be doing a base of 3. And then it says before this attack, you can discard up to 3 cards, either from your hand or your play area, to add +1 for each card discarded. So I think what I'm going to do is discard a recon, an infiltrate. I'll keep this commando. Oh, I'm playing this, so I can't do that. Do you think 2 is enough?
I'd go 3.
All right, let's get rid of let's go rid of a disarm. Or a commando, I mean.
Yeah.
All right. So, now I'm rolling. This isn't even this attack. This is my Sonic Blade, so all right.
Sonic Blade, is that your choice of damage? I forget.
That's a great question. Let me look it up.
That's punch, okay.
It's a punch, okay.
So he's clear.
He's clear of that, which is even better. All right. That wasn't too bad. I've got 4.
And a crit.
And a crit. One more hit and he's dead, yes?
Boom!
He's done. He's done. I did not even have to use my incursion attack.
Oh yeah, because you also had the +1 direct damage anyway, so that didn't even matter.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I can't believe it. Now, I will take, let's say, let me think. I'm going to take 30% credit for this win. I'm going to give 70% credit, and I'm probably being conservative there to Brady. Yeah, I hope you can get a good idea for what this game is about. I mean, what it's about, I think, and this is just coming from me, is about quick setup. You're into it right away. I mean, you can, in a game like this where there's so much potentially going on, to not have to fumble and futz through 20 minutes of pulling things out of trays and this and that. You pick a stage, you pick a fighter, you pick an enemy, and you go, right? And the more you play it, the quicker it goes. I was talking through things, and of course, as we went on, Brady was helping me out, and things went a little bit quicker, but that's what it's going to be like when you're playing. Now, you may not be a fair question on this, but when you play a solo game, on average, how long does a game take you?
For me, I can do like 20, 30 minute solo games, and it as you play, because I've talked to new players, and they'll play within under an hour, even learning on a solo game, because as long as you have some familiarity with the decks you're looking at, you're not spending every turn looking at every new card that comes out.
Right.
It goes at a good clip. It's a pretty well paced solo. The sweet spot for this game, I believe, is 1 to 2 player, and 3 to 4 is where you have to have experienced players that all know their decks and all know what you're going against, because it can slow down because there's just so much to talk about and so much to plan and strategize
and synergy between the decks, and people. I would imagine that you're going to have situations where you might have some characters that are going to be better at like support, other tanks, kind of those what you expect to see in these types of games. But it's also exciting, I think, that this. What's the name of it? You have a name that you kind of have for this system, right?
Oh, the modular deck system, which is also used in Brook City.
So right.
That's the kind of branding reason for it.
And that's extremely exciting to me, is that you've got this system which works really well, that can be ported to a lot of different types of, not just themes, but I think even just different types of games. I mean, I haven't played Brook City yet, but I get the impression that although it's going to have some similar feel just in that you're playing cards with each other, it's going to be a very different game.
Yeah, it's much more like an adventure, and you feel more like a cop investigating as opposed to just beating guys up. So it's 2 different feels, but as long as you have a basis of knowledge for how these work mechanically, you can go over between them pretty easily. So.
Yeah, which I think is great. And again, it really does, especially the more you play. And I've been joking, this is the first time I played Natalia. I'm going to use that as my excuse. I've played Brandon about 4 times. Is it Ryukyu?
Kiryu.
Kiryu. I played him a couple times, but this is the first time I played Natalia, so I did not feel confident at all with what I was doing.
She's a little trickier too, because that general damage is kind of a newer concept.
Yeah, but it's cool. I'm glad that we got to see it. I'm glad that I got to see it, because this game felt very different to me than the other ones did. Brandon is all about those combos, and this just has a very different feel, and that's a testament to the game. I think is that you're going to get a different experience, and this is just the base game we're talking about. Right. There's all kinds of stuff, expansions. You've got the new Kickstarter that's coming up,
Aftershock,
and depending on when you watch this, when is Aftershock? What's the date range for that Kickstarter?
October 23rd is the launch date, and it goes for 30 days. I believe it's a full 30-day campaign, so it'll go into November. But yeah, launching is 23rd into this month. I'm really anxious about it.
Yeah, and so depending on when you're watching this, if you I can't imagine you're looking at this and not thinking this is amazing. If you're a solo gamer, I really do believe this. And look, I'm not objective. I'm not going to lie. First of all, I'm not a reviewer, but I'm also not objective. Brady's a friend of mine. But if the game was not good, I think that I would just say, look, this isn't for me or whatever. Right. But this game is just, for a solo gamer, it's great. It really is a game that I think any solo gamer should have in their collection. And so if you're looking at this and you're thinking, yeah, this is something I want to get a hold of, but I haven't been able to find it, the Kickstarter is great because you will be able to get the base game, if you want to, and then you could get the Aftershock as well. So I'm assuming you're gonna have different pledge levels with all different kinds of
because the original print run was pretty limited, but you can come in and pledge for just the original print run for the Kickstarter, so you can get the first wave of things, or you can just pledge for the new stuff, or you can pledge for both. So it's pretty much going to be open for anybody, new or old. So,
and I think look. If you're a solo gamer and you're watching this, you probably also read a lot of the forums. There is a tremendous amount of buzz that is being generated for this game, and hopefully you get an idea why. Whether this is the first time you've seen a playthrough of this game or not, hopefully you get an idea for why this game is getting so much attention right now, because it really... it has some familiar aspects to it, but it does not play like anything I've ever played before. I can say that with a surety. It doesn't play like anything I've played before. And the more you play it, the more clever I think you feel. You know what I mean? Because it really does allow you to find the niche for each character, for each hero, and allow you to just kind of, at that point, you're trying to be as efficient as you can and just exploit the strengths of each individual character.
Right, yeah. And another big thing, too, is the variety, because this setup is like the suggested setup of having the Brotherhood and Gone Ballistic. And even after having the game for almost a year now, I've played this setup probably hundreds of times. And there's always, there's like 20 other stages to play.
Right.
All these different fighters. But like just this setup alone with different fighters always plays out differently. It's always some different cinematic experience. So.
Right. And to be clear, this thing of picking up the objectives, and that's just one, that's just one stage. If you play a different stage, it's going to be a completely different endgame scenario, right? It could play very differently.
Speaking of which, here's the infiltration one where you're going into a prison and trying to save some prisoners. So yeah, all kinds of different themes going on.
And it plays differently and has different objectives. And some games you're going to be trying to do, like this one almost has. I think it's a little. I'm going a little far. It's not quite pick up and deliver, but it has a little bit of that. You're having to kind of manage where these objectives are, and you don't want Dimitri to take them, or and you've got to kind of keep those away from them. And I'm assuming in other objectives, you're playing completely differently. So
yeah, I was joking with Adam because we could easily just make like a farm and make like a worker placement scenario where you're trying to plant stuff or something. Because just the mechanics work for whatever the objectives are going to be. So it's fun to play around with those decks. You can do it whatever you want with them.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. We're going to be having a farming expansion for Street Fighters on the farm. Blood on the farm. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Brady, thank you so much for helping me out here because, man, did I need the help. But I felt good about taking out the Brotherhood. They have to be put in their place.
That was a good fight.
It was good. And as always, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.